Welcome back to 10-Minute Prophecy. We hope that you have learned a lot so far. If you haven't seen our previous videos, please watch them as Daniel chapter 7 builds on Daniel chapter 2. Like we mentioned previously, Daniel chapter 2 is the framework in which all the later prophecies are built on. Each prophecy increases the detail and breadth of the characteristics of each kingdom or nation it is talking about. That is why Daniel chapter 7 takes the same kingdoms talked about in Daniel 2 and represents them by animals. You will also see the secular, political and religious nature of each in relation to what is happening in heaven in the later prophecies. I hope you are excited to learn more about what God has to reveal. We had left off in our last episode with the first beast and its identification. Now we will discuss the second beast. In Daniel chapter 7 verse 5 we see this, and suddenly another beast, a second like a bear. It was raised up on one side and had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. And they said thus to it, Arise, devour much flesh. Now notice the second beast is like a bear and it is inferior to the lion. This is the same in Daniel chapter 2 where silver is inferior to gold. Which power is this? When we look at history, the only power to conquer Babylon and occupy its territory was Medo-Persia. Medo-Persia fell short of Babylon in wealth and magnificence and the brilliancy of its power. Thus, the symbol of the bear and also silver in Daniel chapter 2, notice that the bear raised itself up on one side. This kingdom was composed of 2 nationalities, the Medes and the Persians. The Medes came up first, but the Persians, who came to dominance later, were the greater of the 2 and had the greater influence in the nation. The 3 ribs in the mouth of the bear represent the 3 kingdoms which were conquered by Medo-Persia: Babylon, Lydia, and Egypt. The command of arise and devour much flesh shows the character of Medo-Persian power. If we look in history, we find that the characteristic of the Medo-Persian Empire was that they were cruel, greedy, and robbers and spoilers of the people. The Medo-Persian Empire ruled from 538 BC to 331 BC, when the Third Kingdom defeated them. Who is the third kingdom? Let's look at Daniel chapter 7 verse 6. After this I looked, and there was another like a leopard, which had on its back 4 wings of a bird. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. If we look at history again, the only power to conquer Medo-Persia was Greece. It is represented by a leopard with 4 wings and 4 heads. Now, the leopard is a swift-footed, light hunter, unlike the lion. It is fast, but notice that it also has 4 wings. This shows that this kingdom was characterized by its incredible speed in conquest. Was this true of Greece? Yes, under Alexander the Great, history shows us that Greece was extremely fast in its conquest of the world. In fact, historians write that the Grecian military under Alexander the Great was unparalleled in its speed. We know Alexander the Great was a master at combining different types of arms in his armies, and he knew how to rapidly deploy his army for maximal effect. He is famous for March Divide and Fight United. He would be in the forward deployment, which was light for rapid incursion, with his rear deployment as support. This caused him to conquer the then-known world at unbelievable speed. When we look at Alexander the Great in history, we find that he abruptly died from over-drinking. After he defeated Medo-Persia in 331 BC, he held a party and drank himself to death. Alexander had left no available successor, and the kingdom was divided by his 4 generals into 4 parts. Cassander was given Macedonia and Greece in the west. Lysimachus took Thrace, Bosphorus, and parts of Asia on the Hellespont in the north. Ptolemy took Egypt, Lydia, Arabia, Palestine, and Coel Syria in the south. Seleucus took Syria and the rest of the eastern parts of the kingdom. God will give us more details on all of this in Daniel chapter 8 and beyond. You will be amazed and blown away by how much detail the Bible gets into. This concludes our time together. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you have enjoyed this nugget of prophecy. Join us again in part 3 as we discover what the fourth beast is and delve deeper into the prophecy in Daniel chapter 7. If you are enjoying this series so far or have any questions, please comment below. Hope to see you soon.